Hey everybody, welcome back to Kanga TV, home of North Melbourne fans, and welcome to a new video on the channel. It's the 14th of February today. Happy Valentine's Day if you're watching this video when it drops, and thank you all so much for the love that you've shown me over the past few months since launching Kanga TV. I feel like I say it all the time, but I can never say it enough, especially today. So thank you so much and sending you all so much love. I thought I'd just do a bit of a news wrap. It's Friday. There's been a few bits and pieces floating around over the past week to 10 days. So let's wrap it all up in a lovely, neat bow ahead of our match simulation at Arden Street tomorrow. Let's kick off with the biggest piece of news, and I guess there's a few updates and a few comments that have been made about LDU and his future at North Melbourne. Obviously, LDU out of contract at the end of season 2025 and is available as a free agent. North have reportedly offered him a massive 7-year deal to stay at North, which he is obviously contemplating. And an offer of that size, reportedly that size anyway, it is going to take a little bit of time to go back and forth to negotiate and to really weigh up his future, particularly the on-field for North hasn't been so bright in the past few years, but one man seems quite confident that LDU is going to stay. Harry Sheezel, our newly appointed vice captain, has a weekly spot on SEN with Dwayne, and he made these comments on air on the 4th of Feb, so last week. He said that I am so confident Luke wants to stay with us long term and he will be a North player. I think he will sign soon, hopefully. And I think a lot of fans after hearing that were really filled with confidence, and they seem to be really excited about the prospect of him re-signing. I think hopefully a lot of us would like him to put pen to paper before the start of the season, or at least in the first half of the season. Otherwise, you can grow a little bit anxious about what the future holds for LDU at North Melbourne. However, a few days ago, Riley Beveridge, the AFL.com.au journalist, sat down with coach Alistair Clarkson, who had to say this about LDU's future and his contract at North Melbourne. We want him to stay. We've got an offer in front of him and we hope he accepts it at some point soon. But if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Now, those final comments were echoed by two-time premiership coach Dennis Pagan, who spoke to the Herald Sun over the weekend and said that North's midfield is well served regardless if LDU is there or not. And look, I don't disagree with those comments. And we've kind of already seen that be true. I mean, there are so many elite midfielders in our side to pick from. We're struggling to field as many of them as possible. There are definitely going to be some guys that will miss out. There are definitely some guys we're expecting to take another jump up this season. So I do agree with the fact that we will be okay whether LDU stays or not. But I do think that him signing, we can't keep affording to lose elite talent. Obviously, Ben Mackay, he left to Essendon. Jason Horne-Francis left to Port Adelaide. And while maybe from a culture perspective, these weren't massive losses, you can't deny the on-field loss that they have been for North. We definitely are still feeling the repercussions of missing a key defender in the likes of Ben Mackay. And while Jason Horne-Francis, we've been able to replace him with the likes of Sheezel or Colby McKercher and Finn O'Sullivan as well, he's going to be an incredible talent for Port Adelaide, and there's no reason denying that. That's just a fact. So I think that North will be well off if he leaves. For what it's worth, I don't think he will leave, and that's just a gut feeling. It's no intel, no insight. It's really, I just can't see him leaving. I don't think that he will go. I just think it's a massive contract, and there's clearly bits and pieces to iron out. So it's very much a patience game and a wait and see game, and I think all of us are willing to be patient if it means that he stays long term in the end. Speaking of Riley Beveridge, he broke a couple of other bits of very welcome news this week. Finn O'Sullivan, our number 2 draft pick from the 2024 draft, is tipped to make an early season debut. Now, I did have Finn O'Sullivan in my best 23 for 2025. I think we should just let him have at it and see what he can do. He's been so impressive at preseason training. There's been a lot of hype that's come his way and a lot of whispers coming from the club that people are just so impressed with him. He can play anywhere and he can play really well. So he is expected to make his debut for North Melbourne very, very early on in the season. Will it be round 1 or will it be a few rounds in? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that's very exciting news. It's a very, very talented, versatile player. We can blood straight into the midfield. There's also some news on our beloved George Wardlaw. He is expected to return. I think club's aiming for him to return after the first month of footy. So that might be sooner than a lot of us expected, but he has been running at training, has been moving really well by the looks of things. His recovery is very much on track, if not ahead of time, which is so exciting. I think all of us just want to get George straight back out on the field, but in full health as well. We don't want to risk him any further. We know how injury prone he is. For those of you who do want to catch a glimpse of the boys and see how they're looking ahead of the 2025 pre-season games, and then obviously the season, tomorrow is a great opportunity. Fan Day at Arden Street, the 15th of Feb. There's a match sim followed by a signing session. It'll be a great morning. I hope to see as many of you down there as possible. And for those who are eagerly awaiting the Kanga TV caps, they are almost here. They open for pre-order on Monday. I will do a separate video about that with pricing and lead times and all that sort of thing. But I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support around the caps and wanting to support me and purchase them in the channel. So I can't thank you enough, and I'm really excited to get these into your hot little hands before the season starts. For those who do want to support Kanga TV in other ways, you can like this video, you can subscribe, you can interact in the comments. I try and respond to every comment as best as I can. We can also have a chat over on socials, Kanga TV Show, across Instagram, X, Facebook, and you can email me as well. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you very, very soon.